It's a sunny afternoon from Pinsville. Good day and welcome to Newsline here on ELBC Radio. My name is Jack Davis, presenting on this Thursday, February 12th, 2026. First, we are following President Joseph Boakai departs Liberia to attend African Union Assembly in Ethiopia. Renowned Liberian politician Dr. Henry Boyman Famule urges government to investigate alleged stolen wealth of past officials. Liberia meets 4 out of 6 ECOWAS convergence criteria and made strong fiscal performance in 2025. And away from Liberia, 21 dead in sinking passenger boat in River Nile. We have the details of all of these stories coming up, plus our regular features, including sports, the weather update, Liberian English news, and the French versions of the news, all packaged in this edition. But first, Nakita Roberts with a bulletin of news.
President Joseph Boakai has traveled to Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, to attend the 39th Ordinary Section of the African Union Assembly of Head of States and Government. The Liberian leader left Thursday morning via the Roberts International Airport. President Boakai will join other African leaders to charter collective action on shared continental challenges, foster economic development, climate resilience, peace and security, and institutional reform. This year's AU Heads of State and Government Summit has been held under the theme Assuring Sustainable Water Availability and Safe Sanitation Systems to achieve the goals of Agenda 2063. The African Union, in a release, noted that the summit aims to amplify the importance of water and sanitation as central pillars of climate resilience, economic transformation, and long-term stability. Meanwhile, members of the president's delegation include the Minister of State with our portfolio, Mamaka Ability, Mohammed Ali, Managing Director of the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation, and First Lady Katumu Boakai. At the same time, the 48th African Union Ordinary Session of the Executive Council is underway. The summit seeks to rally a strong call for enhanced unity, sustainable development, and collective action to address the continent's pressing challenges. According to a release, the session will be attended by foreign ministers from AU member states. It will underscore the African Union's continual commitment to strengthening continental governance and achieving peace and security. President Joseph Boakai is expected to launch and commission the Liberia Standards Authority. The launching and commissioning ceremony, according to Chief Technical Officer Melvin Toba, will take place on February 19, 2026. Mr. Toba said the institution will go into full operations following the commissioning program. Highlighting key achievements of the authority on Thursday, the Liberian Standards Authority has adopted over 250 international standards. According to him, the launch and commissioning of LISA's refurbished office is intended to improve the efficiency of staff operations. Meanwhile, the head of LISA Certification and Inspectorate, Patrick Blammer, said the ceremony is a week-long event featuring activities for the private sector, academia, regulators, and the launch of its 5-year strategic plan. Renowned Liberian politician Dr. Henry Boyman Famule is urging the government through the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, Elbc, to investigate alleged stolen wealth of past government officials. According to Dr. Famule, those who acquire stolen wealth are mostly seen as misleading the Liberian people through political rhetoric. Paying tribute to the late Professor Haji G.V. Kumar on Wednesday at a memorial ceremony in Monrovia, the renowned Liberian politician appealed to President Joseph Boakai to take stern action against corruption.
show that no paper. And that is why we appeal to the president. We tell the president, let the LACC check all these rascals.
Dr. Pamela claimed that some of those who served national leadership, known for the mismanagement of state resources, do not have any vision to lead again. He encouraged young Liberians to take people of moral character in public service as mentors to shape their political future. Central Bank of Liberia Executive Governor Henry Samoa says Liberia met 4 of the 6 ECOWAS convergence criteria in 2025. Governor Samoa said Liberia met all secondary benchmarks as the country recorded stronger fiscal performance and improved extended reserves. He disclosed that average inflation stood at 8.5% in 2025, slightly above 2024's 8.3% and above the regional 5% target. The CBL executive governor was speaking on Thursday at West African Institute for Financial and Economic Management 53rd meeting of the Technical Committee and 50th meeting of the Board of Governors in Margibi County. Governor Henry Samoa noted that food inflation declined significantly due to improved domestic supply, while the CBL maintained a tight monetary policy stance by reducing the policy rate to 16.25% by October 2025. Governor Samoa further reported that government revenue and grants increased by 18.6%, to 52.2% of GDP. Exports rose by 30%, and the banking sector remains sound and stable. At the same time, the Director General of the West African Institute for Financial and Economic Management, Dr. Baba Musa, has recounted the regional leadership and commitment to ECOWAS and financial excellence in West Africa. Dr. Musa lauded the Liberian government for what he termed as strong collaboration in hosting the landmark gathering. Providing an update on the Institute's performance, Dr. Musa disclosed that WAFM delivered 54 training and capacity building programs in 2025, reaching 1,712 participants with more than 90% of attendees. He also highlighted major economic reforms across member states, including improved growth and inflation control in several countries, while reaffirming WAFM's commitment to innovation, gender inclusion, and sustained regional economic stability. The Ministry of Justice has warned against the growing misuse of sirens by unauthorized individuals, describing the act as a violation of Liberia's vehicle and traffic law and a threat to public safety. In a release, the ministry said only authorized police, fire service, and designated emergency vehicles are legally permitted to install or use sirens. It says sirens are to be used for emergency operations such as responding to fire outbreaks, emergency calls, or pursuing suspected criminals. The ministry clarified that siren privileges are not tied to public office or status. Government officials, private security escorts, and private citizens are not allowed to use sirens unless authorized under the law. Authorities have been directed to strictly enforce the regulation nationwide, as violators risk citation, seizure of equipment, fines, and prosecution. The Justice Ministry has reaffirmed its commitment to upholding the rule of law and preserving siren use strictly for legitimate emergency services. The management of the Liberia Broadcasting System regrets and attribution made in its commentary about former Liberia Immigration Service Commander Steve Zago. The LBS commentary indicated that during his administration, his administration offers of the entity paid for several sets of uniform. The system considered The reference to the former Liberia Immigration Service was as inadvertent and therefore apologizes for the attribution. Tama County District 2 Representative Something Weir has threatened to take further action if the Congress for Democratic Change does not immediately retract its purported expulsion. On Friday, that's February 9, 2026, the CDC announced the expulsion of Representative Weir and two others, including Councillor Kanye Babala and Senator Sopenon. In an interview on the Super Morning Show on Thursday, Representative Weir said the CDC leadership must correct the error it made against him, non-member of the party.
Say anything negative about that relationship, but that communication that we have to the public, that communication need to be edited, that clarity need to be made.
The Southern County lawmaker maintained he has never been a member of the Congress for Democratic Change, rather an executive member of the National Patriotic Party. According to Representative Something Weir, the relationship that is listed among the National Patriotic Party and the LPDP in the form of coalition became non-existent after the 2023 election. The Supreme Court has reaffirmed its previous judgment against former Finance Minister Samuel Twe and others. The court on Thursday denied Twe and others' petition that seek to prevent their prosecution at Criminal Court C on grounds that they enjoyed presidential immunity under Article 61 of the 1986 Constitution. The Supreme Court acknowledged the inadvertence in its December 18, 2025 ruling, in which they cited Section 2B instead of Section 3B of the National Security Intelligence Reform Act, in which the finance minister is a member. However, the court maintained that the mistake does not affect the conclusion of the court December 18, 2025 opinion. Defendant Twe and others do not enjoy the immunity granted to the president under Article 61 of the 1986 Constitution, the court says. The court then informed its clerk to forward the mandate of the court to Criminal Court C to resume jurisdiction over the matter consistent with law. The Mental Health Unit at the Ministry of Health, in collaboration with the United Nations Office on Drug and Crime, UNODC, has conducted a 3-day strong families drug prevention training. The program is an internationally recognized evidence-based intervention designed to strengthen family bonding, improve communication, and enhance positive parenting practices. The program brought together several local organizations engaged in drug prevention and community awareness initiatives across Liberia. A health ministry release said research shows that strengthening family dynamics significantly reduces the risk and prevalence of substance use among young people. Liberia is among the first countries globally to implement the Strong Families program. And an eminent resident of Maghibie County, Bless Habaku, has outlined several challenges that require urgent attention in District Number 3 of the county. According to Mr. Habaku, healthcare, education, youth empowerment, and infrastructure development remain major concerns for residents since the current lawmaker assumed office in 2018. He said, in an effort to address some of these issues, his foundation has commenced the construction of a sister-bed hospital, along with the development of modern market facilities within the district.
Still, in the district, we look at the operations, but the first thing we are looking at the health sector in the district.
Mr. Habaku further alleged that residents are still relying on creek water for drinking and other domestic use in the district, something he believes is harmful for their health.
Nakita Roberts with the news bulletin. You're listening to Newsline on Elbc Radio. One of the top stories we are following this afternoon, renowned Liberian politician Dr. Henry Boema Famule urges government to investigate alleged stolen wealth of past officials. That story comes up later. Well, the African Union, that's the AU, will this weekend convene its 39th Ordinary Assembly of Heads of States and Government in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. The annual gathering is intended to brainstorm and find amicable solutions to issues and challenges confronting the African continent. Earlier today, President Joseph Boakai and delegation departed Liberia to form part of these and other pertinent discussions at the AU summit. Kula Fana is presidential press secretary. She has been explaining more about the summit in this interview with Anthony Williams.
And Liberia is